Wagwan music lovers, what's up to the gods, goddesses, and children of the divine, the street people, the gangsters, the moms, the dads. Blessings to everyone on my page, okay?
They used to say to my mama.
So I didn't really announce over a long period of time that I was going to be coming live, but I do want to say thanks for anyone who jumps on while I'm here, because I intentionally didn't give a time, because sometimes when I say what time I'm coming live, it is too overwhelming. What's up, Shan? Woo! So sometimes if I say, okay, I'll be live at 10, it's like, why did you give a time? So what I'm going to be doing is just coming live when the time is right for me, you know, and hoping that it will work out for everyone else. So if you're new here, thank you for being here. My name is Linnea, okay? I'm a musician, I'm a creator, and some of you may not know because you may have just joined this page recently, but I have worked as a wellness professional for the past 9 years, in addition to being a performance artist. And one of the areas that I've worked in is in yoga and wellness, meditation. I also am an astrologer, and I use like an ancient system of astrology. But for the past year and a half, I've been focused on my creativity, my music, my documentaries. And I think for the people who have just joined me, they don't really know, so what's your history? Well, who are you? Do you get what I'm? Who are you? What do you want from us? Why does it look like my camera's getting so dark? Let me know if I'm getting too dark. Blessings, Ellie Mac. And shout out to everyone who's tuning in. I just want to make sure you can hear me, you can see me, and that we can vibe together. Oh shit, sorry. Excuse my language. I could tell that someone was calling me. I was like, no, not right now. So yeah, that's kind of like a brief introduction. I am going to be coming more often. I have just been sharing music, my music, the music of people that I really enjoy, and it's been a great experience. And as you know, the last time that I came live, I was sharing the news about my EP, Goddess in Transit Volume 1. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's downloaded it, because it is a free download for now, okay? So for a limited time, if you go to the link below at linneaofficial.com, you can download my 8-track EP and you can enjoy it. It is a body of work that has taken me over a journey, you know, lifelong journey, I should say. And this conversation is actually going to explain, well, why Goddess in Transit? Why not Empress Transit? You see me? Wagwan radio, wagwan yasa. What's good? Ahamadu, how are you and where are you? And please let me know where you guys are, okay? So I'm presently in London, UK. I'm usually either in Kingston, Jamaica, or I'm in London, okay? And I'm here to talk about, primarily, I love my room. So I just want to check. I think the name of the live is Why and When. And I really wanted to call this live Why Bother? Like, why bother? Why am I coming with this I love my room? Why have I been doing this? Shout out to Wisconsin. I love that word, you know, Wisconsin. What's up, Jill? Shout out to Lisa in Miami. So we got a lot of people stateside, which is great. It's just such a pleasure. And if it's your first time connecting with me, thank you for being here, because I'm in East London too. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to the East London fam. Wow, Belgium. I want him. Oh, Belgium, as in Belgium, Europe. I've never seen it spelled like that. Blessings to the Belgium family. Doppie, DeWitt. Greets from the Netherlands. Shout out to the Netherlands family. St. Louis or St. Louis. If I don't pronounce the name of where you are, please just feel free to reach out and correct me. I'm doing my best. And it's a global party, isn't it? Global gathering online. So let me turn this down so I can just go straight into it, because I always say when I come live that I don't want to be here for hours and hours, and I always tend to be here for at least an hour. And I considered what I was going to say, because I didn't want to come and just say cute sounding stuff. You know what I mean? This is a real thing. Blessings, Mickey. Mickey says, love watching your children. Perfect time for me to clarify. My daughter is not the girl and the children who have been playing the guitar. I am a fan. Okay, so they're a group called Biko's Mana and Umfundo. You can find them on YouTube, you can find them on Facebook. I am simply a fan. I went onto TikTok one day and I saw them playing the guitar and, you know, singing, vibes in, and I loved it, and so I share it, basically. But everyone keeps thinking, oh, it's your children. I don't have young children. Blessings. Oh, you're in Mali. Big up to the Mali fam. Big up to the African fam. Okay, everywhere in Africa that you might be, special shout out to the African fam. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, so the children, I was even thinking, do they look like me? I wasn't sure, you know. I was like, maybe they actually look like you. Maybe that's why everyone's saying that. But I'm a fan. You're a fan. You know, the last video that I put on this page, that's me. So you will start to get used to, that's Linnea. And by the way, that's how you pronounce my name, because I know that most of you who haven't met me, you might be calling me Linnea. Growing up in Jamaica, I had so many versions of my name. So people call me Lenia. Most of Jamaica called me Lenia growing up. Lenia, Lena. I went to a school, the whole school called me Lena. Lanaya, Liana, Lenore, Lanier. You get what I'm saying? But my name is Linnea, and it rhymes with the prayer if you're into praying. Okay? So, yeah, this one is for, even though I'm talking about I love my womb, this is a conversation for men and women, and it is important that we have it for men and women, because women mother boys and men father girls, and men and women come together to procreate. So why wouldn't we have the conversation together? So why I love my womb? So 9 years ago in 2014, I was living in London at the time, and I went traveling. I went to Jamaica to spend some time with my parents and my family, etc. And when I was there, I received like an inspiration. I was just sitting down one day and this big idea just came, and it was like, you're gonna do I Love My Womb. It's a new annual event. It happens for International Women's Month. And this is what you're going to teach, and this is what you're going to say. And what the workshop consisted of was, because I am a Smaitawi, like Egyptian yoga teacher, so it was like some gentle goddess yoga, you know, some gentle meditations, some room to heart conversations, that's internal. And it was just a blend of different healing tools to tune into self and to honor self. And just in case, because some of you have been asking me, it's not a sisterhood, meaning sisterhood does happen as a result of I Love My Womb, but oftentimes we have gatherings that are focused on women loving each other, and the sisterhood, you understand? But I Love My Womb is a womanhood, so primarily it's about you getting into alignment with loving yourself as a woman. And in order for you to love others or to be a good sister, you know, you have to learn how to love yourself. And if you already love yourself, which most people do in different degrees, this is a chance to renew that relationship with yourself, to become more aware of your relationship with yourself. And as a default, as a byproduct of that, you connect with other women. But it's not a kumbaya, we are the women moment. And I'll explain why in a little while. It's really about women coming together to connect with their selves. Do you get what I'm saying? To collectively connect with their own selves, their own womanhood. And it's not about womb health in the terms of like, these are the foods that are good for your womb, these are the herbs. No, it's not that. And the reason why it's not that is because there's a lot of information already available where people can, if they want to, women can learn how to create the optimum physical health for their womb. The I Love My Womb motto or name is literally symbolic, like the womb represents the center of the woman's womanhood. But as you know, often women have their wombs removed for various reasons. And even if the womb is removed, it doesn't take away that significance. So the spiritual counterpart of the womb will still be there, you know, and it's like the center of our womanhood. So a lot of women are afraid of all female activities because of their experiences. So as much as we want to say, you know, it's International Women's Month, that means women are always supporting, empowering, protecting each other. This is actually not true. Women are more likely to support men. Okay, so oftentimes people in their personal individual lives, women, they can feel like, hey, I don't really want to get into too much, you know, woman solidarity, when my experience, not the book, not the gram, you know, not YouTube, my experience has taught me that y'all are really backing your men, for those who are into men, right? And I understand that. And that's the reason why this kind of a connection with self is important. It's about healing your relationship. It's about revering your relationship with yourself. It's about accepting whatever you've experienced. So if you've experienced a lack of solidarity from women, it's about acknowledging that, embracing that, and keeping it moving so you can, you know, continue to grow and to not let the past issues that you may have experienced become a little prison, you know. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling a bit. Shani says, love this, no kumbaya. No kumbaya. And there's a no kumbaya. And it's not to say it's not a cordial, it's a very beautiful gathering. But it's not, like I noticed on the promo, I've said, you know, it's a gathering for all women, right? But the more I thought about it, I was like, hold on a minute. I don't know if I Love My Room is a gathering for all women. I Love My Room is actually a gathering for certain kinds of women. And women of integrity comes right up on the list, the top of the list. It's not for fly or fashionable or non-fashionable or trending or non-trending. That's neither here nor there. It's actually for a certain kind of a woman who thinks. It's for the woman who feels. It's for the woman who thinks. It's usually the women that tend to come, they are critical thinkers. They make decisions for themselves. They don't just go along with the norm, or if they have been doing that, they're at a stage now where they're realizing, hey, I need to evolve, you know, from womanhood to empress to goddess, as Janine would say. So it's not a peer pressure project to say, come, let's do this. We are the world with women that you don't know, that you may not trust. We're doing it collectively, but it's a personal, sacred journey that you take into yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? And we use the tools of meditation and yoga and sound healing to facilitate that. And for the past 8 years, since I received the inspiration, and I will go back and read the comments, right? So since I received the inspiration, I remember I left Jamaica in like January 2015, and then the March 2015, that's when I started I Love My Room, and we've done it every year. Technically it's 8 years, but because it's annual, this will be the 9th annual event, but it's happened over an 8-year span, if you get what I'm saying. And so we started in London and Manchester in the UK. And because I'm back and forth, we've had it where it's happening in London and happening in Kingston, Jamaica at the same time, or happening in London, happening in Negril was like, Negril was the best one because it was, by the beach. And this is what we've been doing. And I have a lot of pictures. I feel like I've been a bit lazy. I've got a lot of feedback videos from all of the women who have come. But, I came here today to say why. So the why is, one, I was ancestrally inspired to create it. I didn't understand. I just literally just, boom, this is the idea. This is what you're doing. And I trusted it and I went ahead, and it has been quite the journey. It's been 8 years, 9 annual events of, on a personal level, like me having a deeper understanding. I actually became unwell during those years, and I was told that it was my womb, funnily enough. And the doctor was trying to teeth up my womb, trying to take out my womb, and I was just like, I love my womb. We're not doing that. And years later, I found out my health issues at the time had nothing at all to do with my womb health. And so I was able to put my foot down and hold on to a precious part of my anatomy. All of the anatomy is precious. It's not because this is a gender aspect, but I was able to do that. And I have had so many experiences year after year from practitioners, the women who have attended, some women who have come who haven't been able to have babies. Maybe the energy, maybe the focus, the next year they're pregnant. It's been a beautiful journey. We have a few I love my womb babies, okay? But let's go to the why, because I think the why is more controversial. And I was thinking about this before I came. And I thought, oh God, are you going to say this on your music page? And I felt a little uncomfortable, to be honest, because I was thinking, boy, But we just have to use the platforms we have to share, okay? So I grew up in Jamaica, right? And since I was a child, I was very aware there was a duality to being feminine, female, girl, woman. One side of it is the women seemed attractive and they were able to adorn. So whether it's the earrings or the makeup and the hair, they were attractive to men. The women were attractive to each other. We admired each other for our beauty and our feminine energies, But the other side of the culture growing up in Jamaica is there's a very deep hate for women. Because, in my opinion, because of Christianity. So because Jamaica is a very heavily Christian country and we're all taught very, very young that Eve from the Bible story in Genesis, right? She did a wrong one to her husband and she caused the suffering of the whole human race. And that's the reason why childbirth became painful. There are a lot of negative associations with women in Jamaica. So much so that growing up, believe this or not, but the menstrual blood, which is a natural part of being a woman, is a natural part. It's not disgusting. It's not nasty. It's sacred. So the sacred monthly cycle that we have, where if we don't, become with child, an egg is released out of the body. Growing up in Jamaica, that process was really scorned. Like women were scorned for having periods. Women scorned themselves for having periods. Women hated when their periods came. I heard a lot of men saying things like they would never eat from a woman on their period. It was very sexually misogynistic. It's almost like that we're the best because we've got that good vagina, that good yoni. We've got that. We're the best because we've got the breasts and we can feed the children and comfort the men and cook the good food. But somehow, because we're daughters of Eve, we're also inherently nasty And with the presence of the period and Eve's negative character that she had, there's an aspect to women that is almost slightly devilish, demonic, etc. So I grew up in that kind of environment. And when I started my period, I didn't feel ashamed. I did not feel nasty. I felt like a woman. I felt complete. And I wasn't going to allow Jamaican culture or society to dictate that I should feel nasty when it suits people, you know. So when I'm flinging up the pum pum and giving the good sex and the good loving, or when I'm nurturing and kind, and then I'm revered and honored. But when my biological clock says it's time to release that egg, you know, now I'm nasty. And then the other thing growing up in Jamaica that really sat with me is when I was like 9 years old. That's the first time, and this is a serious thing I'm going to say, right? When I was 9, it was the first time I remember a girl being found. Because this happens a lot in Jamaica, everywhere, but in Jamaica there's a lot of it. And I know that this conversation is going to be controversial because I'm always posting Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. But if you get to know me, you'll see I've got 2 platforms. And on the other platform, I'm addressing the more controversial and serious aspects of our culture, because I don't think it's right to just, just focus on all the great things and then ignore the problems. Like, that doesn't compute for me. So when I was 8, 9, I heard of the first Jamaican girl being found that I remember. And this was another 8 or 9-year-old girl. And she was found in a water tank. And she had been kidnapped from her mother's house. And she had been sexually assaulted and, right, and killed and drowned. Or maybe she was drowned. That's what killed her, because they found her in the tank. And I was like 8, 9 years old, and I never forget this. The community were saying when they found that little girl, because she had been assaulted, etc., and she was too young because her body wasn't ready to accommodate a penis, you know. So when they found this young girl, her womb apparently was hanging outside of her body. Now, to hear something like that as an 8, 9-year-old, and to know that that girl is the same age as you, same community, it's a lot. And we didn't really get any support. Those people who would just hear about these things. But I tell you, I could cry now for that, because it was traumatic to hear about it. It was traumatic for the whole community. But let's remember that girl did lose her life. Do you get what I'm saying? So she's no longer with us because some guys molested her. So that was a big symbol to say, this is the danger that we face as Jamaican women in Jamaica. This is what's up, right? Man will take you. They will assault you. And if you're lucky, you can go home. If you're lucky. So I was aware of this vulnerability towards myself and my womb, my vagina, as an 8-year-old. And not only that, I saw a lot of perverse behavior, because it is a part of Jamaican culture, unfortunately. We're not just the land of wood and water, jerk chicken and fry fish and bami. We have a vast culture, and parts of it are primitive. And part of the culture of Jamaica is for old men, grown men, to make inappropriate sexual advances towards women and children, girl children, sorry. And another part of the culture is for grown women to defend and support and protect rapists. So within the Jamaican culture, the issues are twofold because you've got the men who are the predators, preying on children and women. But then you've got the women who support, protect, and sustain, the predators. So who's really there to take care of these young girls? And I also want to add that, as we know, it's never just girls, it's boys as well. And in Jamaica, there is a culture. I've literally just did a documentary about it in November. So I notice I'm not doing a great job posting everything on this page. I'm not, but I do want to. I did a documentary about it and how a lot of the dons, the community leaders, they will just take young boys and young girls as they feel like and do whatever they want. But the thing is, this topic isn't cool. This topic isn't Becca. This topic isn't one love. This topic isn't that. Yes, I mean. Sorry, I need some vibes. This topic is not for everyone. And that's the reason why when I post certain things, I see, if I post women on this page who are dressed in a kind of like raunchy, let's call it raunchy, and I see certain men come and start to admonish them, I admonish the men. Because I come from a culture where the men and the women are more comfortable admonishing the innocent than admonishing the guilty. And as much as, you get what I'm saying? Let's think about that. I come from a culture where the women and the men are more comfortable admonishing the innocent than admonishing the guilty. And so where I notice when I post videos where there's different races partaking in black music, for example, I'm seeing a lot of negativity. But within those communities, there are pedophiles raping children. And I don't see you guys talking about it. And I know I am a friendly person. I'm upbeat. But as I realize, it's important for me to come live because y'all need to know who I am. Do you know what I'm saying? And that little hypocrisy, that little thing, me not depend that. And that's something that I have been holding myself back from posting because I've decided that I'm a musician and a lot of the things that I want to say, I have to find a way to put it in song. It's not every day I can come, do you get what I'm saying? And just talk. It doesn't pay bills. It doesn't, you understand? So I was like, let me try and just put some of these concepts in a song. But I find it interesting that so many people are so upset that other races are partaking in some stupid music that's just for entertainment at the end of the day. But they are not as pressed about the people in their own communities of their own who look just like them, right? Who are molesting children, who are assaulting men and women, who are creating trauma for generations and generations to come. And who I am as an artist and as a woman, fun can't eclipse justice. Fun can't eclipse morality. Do you get what I'm saying? And just so you know, okay, so Helene says, how can I connect with you about your film? I'm on the selection committee for a documentary film festival. So if you head over to Afrobelly, you can connect with me. Let me answer. There's a link below, linneaofficial.com. You can contact me directly. It's the best way. You can also DM me on this page in order to, if you want to check out my documentaries, they are very controversial, and that's why I haven't just been blanket posting them on the page, but I am right. It's on Afrobelly. That's AFRO. No, hold on. If you go to the link below, linneaofficial.com, you will see all my documentaries. It's on the video page. Okay, so I've put 8 out so far. And I have one more that I'm supposed to drop. And the last one that I'm supposed to drop is an expose on 2 serial sexual predators from my community in Jamaica. So that's why I'm saying it's not just fun and games here. You get what I'm saying? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So in the first 8 years of I Love My Womb, I always focused on the other. So I'm explaining to women, this is where we're gathering. This is what I want to kind of support in your journey. I never spoke about my own experiences. I never even explained why the womb was significant. Why? I just said, look, I had this idea, my ancestors, like an inspiration, ancestral inspiration. That's it. But I never explained about the 8-year-old girl who was drowned and her womb was hanging out of her. I never spoke of that. I never spoke about my own experiences that I've had. And I never spoke about the fact that since I was about 10, I have been a magnet for men and women who have been assaulted. They come to me and they tell me all over the planet. And I've been to Africa, I've been to Asia, I've been to Europe. The only place I've been to America, the only place I haven't been, like region, is like Australia, Russia, right? You understand? And everywhere that I go, I've always had, I don't know why, but men and women have always come and told me what happened to them, who assaulted them. And the truth is, this wasn't the reason for I Love My Womb. But I think I'm trying to explain that there's an issue, right? There's an issue. Part of it is from the Christian perception in Jamaica that Eve is wicked, so women are wicked, so what comes out of us is nasty, and we are nasty, we are unclean. So that's one aspect of it. You know, and then the other aspect of we are just here to be assaulted or taken. So the vulnerable aspect of being a woman, you know, that many people still don't want to acknowledge, when it's very obvious that there's a vulnerable aspect to being a woman. Blessings, Leonard. Blessings, my bro. And then from the health perspective, I find also, you know, there's a lot of doctors want women to take out their womb. When I moved to England, I saw a show that was explaining that doctors ate women's placentas after childbirth. So when you give birth and then you have a placenta that comes out after with all the nutrients that have been supporting the child, and you're thinking, oh, that's nothing. And then the doctor will take it home and will contact his friends and say, oh, we're having placenta tonight. So there's clearly all different attacks, issues around the womb, and then even organ harvesting. And then growing up in England, it seems like everyone was being told, don't have children, stop your children from coming, get on contraception very quickly so your children won't come. And if you do get pregnant, God forbid, don't have the baby. There's a lot of, it's very, you know, very anti-womb, anti-womb, anti-womb. I am pro-choice, by the way. Everyone has a right. So I'm definitely not on a dogmatic religion. No, that's not me. But I do find that there are, you know, like the media finds 1,000 ways to tell you that you're just not enough, and you need to buy this to be enough, and you need to live there to be enough, and you need to wear this. I find it's the same thing. I find that as women, whether it's the media, whether it's elder women, whether it's the Christian religion or certain religions, whether it's the men, there's such a narrative that's coming to say, you might look cute, but you're not enough. You might be beautiful. You might even be sweet, but you're dumb. You're not as intelligent. Or, you know, there's just it's a nuanced thing. Okay? And I found that as a black woman, I've experienced a lot of it from black men too. So there's not really a safe place to say, this is where I can definitely go and not be attacked for my womanhood, not be degraded for my womanhood, not be assaulted. There's necessary. Basically, I am the safe place. I am the safe place. And this is why I created I Love My Room. There are enough reasons for women to walk around hating themselves, for them to think that they are unclean, their bodies are impure, their periods are nasty, the menstrual cycle is disgusting. There's so many reasons to go against your nature, which is to embrace exactly how you came onto this planet. We know that within the human race, there are many anomalies that we take on where we try to be something that we're not. A very basic example of this is skin bleaching. In Asia, in Africa, all over the world, where there's people of color, they'll feel like they're not enough for one reason or the other. And here comes the bleach trying to make themselves lighter. This is a kind of practice that we can find. How does that relate to womb love? What do we do as women because we don't think we're good enough to stop our periods, to not have those children? What are we doing? So this, and I know it's a very sensitive topic because I know we've got all kind of women here, all kind of men, all kind of races. It's not a racial conversation. It's a gender conversation. How do women feel comfortable in themselves to be proud womb holders? Do men feel comfortable within themselves to be proud prostrate? Are we comfortable? Oh, I think men need the equivalent. Whether it's, I don't know, I love my prostrate or I love my penis. But I'm not saying that, because humans need reinforcement generally. So whatever identity you have, if you're a woman, you're a man, you need that reinforcement, because there is a narrative, there's a social narrative that is saying you're not good enough and you should conform in this way, or you should behave in that way to become what we want you to be. So on that note, I know I'm touching on different things, but I wanted to explain why. I knew that I was one of those girls that was at risk of being assaulted at a young age. I knew that it wasn't definite that my female friends would make it home after school. I intuitively knew that it was damaging for women to think of their menstrual cycle as being nasty. It's so back to front, it's unbelievable. And so the why is because it's needed. Why love your womb? Why does I Love My Womb exist? Because it's needed. Because it's another area where our self-esteem can take some improvement. It's another area where we're often told that we're not enough without the validation or the input of the other, just to find out that, you're more than enough. And this is not just casual self-esteem pep talk. This is a deeper thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Many of us have birthed beautiful babies and we don't get the respect from even society walking down the road. People aren't giving you that full respect to show you that, you're a divine person. Like you've brought children here, you're nurturing, you're a woman. You know what I mean? And this counts for men as well. Some of us are not able to have children. And for that reason, the inability to procreate becomes like a trauma in itself, and it can lead to a rejection of your womanhood, and it can lead to a rejection of the womb. But the womb isn't just there to have children. That's the physical side. You get what I'm saying? The womb physically for me can represent a generational organism. From womb to womb to womb, your mom's womb and the lady's womb before her, and we go back and we go back and we go back and we go. So the womb is akin to the trunk of a tree with all the different rings for each year. It is sacred. You get what I'm saying? And the holder of the womb the womb holder, as I like to say, it is okay for that womb holder to take time and to tune into this energy. When I led my first I Love My Womb workshop, I taught the ladies how to do a womb to heart meditation. And this is a meditation, you can even try it, later on today, tomorrow, whatever, where you go into quiet space, you greet your womb, because most people have never said hi to their womb a day in their life, right? You'd be like, what's up, womb? Hey, it's me. Let me have some courtesy and some manners and actually greet you for the first time. But also, you ask your womb, have you got anything to tell me? And I know that is such a profound part of the I Love My Womb gathering, because most people weren't aware that, one, their womb had a voice, and two, something to say that wasn't what you had to say. And so this workshop is not airy-fairy, it's not new agey. Do you know what I mean? It's not a new age thing, it's not an airy-fairy thing. It's a practical, real life, real time reconnection with your womanhood and with yourself. And you can hear your different aspects of yourself tell you what they want. Sometimes what you want up here or here does not align with what your womb wants. And sometimes you need to know. Sometimes you're sleeping with someone, womb doesn't like him. You might like him. Did you get what I said? You might like him. Your mind might think, oh yeah. And your womb is like, get him out of me now. Now. I'm going to have a yeast infection just to make sure you don't. Just to make sure you don't go back there. And I don't think that the love of the womb is something that women need to do on their own. I think men can do it with them. I think in connection, in relationships, we can love on each other and on the sacred, the precious parts of each other, because we're not at war. You understand? Like, I want my man to feel nourished and supported in his manhood as much as I would like to feel supported and nourished in my womanhood. So it's definitely not this thing of, oh, because there's some issues here, we're at war and we're fighting. That's so 1990. that's so 20th century. It's the 21st century, where communication and understanding facilitates healing and evolution. And imagine the impact that could have on the new sets of children coming in. Because all right, I grew up hearing Rasta men. I grew up in a Rasta community. I grew up hearing, it was like split in the middle. So half of the men would say, I respect women, and when my mother raised me, or my mother nourished me a lot, etc. And then the other half would say, I respect women, but she's not cooking for me or my child when she's on her period. And at 8, I was very offended. I used to think that doesn't even make sense, because I'm sure when a woman first gives birth, she might have a few weeks of having some kind of a release of fluids from her body. You get what I'm saying? And she's breastfeeding her child at that time. And the amount of mothers I know, when it was period time, they didn't stop looking after their children or their men. So for the man to come up now in the future and say, well, you know what? Me read one book, no one that book say. You're nasty. I'm sorry. I need to stop the music, because I feel like I'm flowing, vibing, all of it. The man goes, I read this book about you, and boy, I love putting my things in there 3 weeks out of the month, but you said that little last week, you're nasty. I used to find that like, wow, This is mind blowing. You know, this is crazy. And it is crazy. And I'm not going to make any apologies for it. I understand a lot of people on the page may have those views because I know that there's lots of different cultural heads on the page, and full respect, but not, I can't respect that. That is the same kind of energy that leads to the mistreatment of women. It's so damaging. So there's that. Then there are women who have had to kind of become like this. They've become hunched over. They're hiding in themselves. They're not assertive about their womanhood anymore. Their mother might have told them some damaging things. Their father may have. They may have experienced sexual assault as a child from a family member or a friend. These are just normal, not normal as in acceptable, but these things happen and it's very standard. And given my my work history, it's a lot more like prevalent than we realize. Sexual assault within families or communities, people that you know. I don't know what the stats are, but I would say based on my own experience, you get what I'm saying? Like what I've heard, what I've seen, I would feel like it's 9 out of 10 women that have experienced some kind of assault. That's a lot. Especially when you realize that there are men and women who are on the naughty side. Women assault women too. Men assault women too. Women protect predator men. Do you get what I'm saying? And so it's just so this is the reason why it's not a sisterhood. This is the reason why I Love My Room isn't a sisterhood. We're not quite ready. We can have our sisters and brothers, don't get me wrong. But if one thing that I've spent 8 years online that I've learned, you got two sets of people when it comes to the journey. You've got the likers. Those are the people who will like all your posts. Do you get what I say? Yes, sis. Yes, sis. Love and light. Love and light, monsieur. Love and light. The likers. But those people do not attend any healing events. Music events. Dance. You're keeping a party. They're not coming. Do you get what I'm saying? You're keeping a stage show. They are not coming. Those are the likers. Those are the people who maybe make your algorithm work. But you just know it's like someone that you always say hi to on the road. But if you were going to have a party, you wouldn't invite them because you know they're not going to attend. Right? You know, it's just like, it's just a plastic smile thing, unfortunately. And I am going to go live tomorrow on my Afrobelly page on Instagram. And I did want to explain this as well, because for years, I have people who like my content, who think that because they've liked my content for so many years, that I owe them long conversations in the DMs. Long, like they want to talk and I'm like, bruh, I got 5 on it. You need to take this off the liking thing and come into the real spaces where real things happen. So whether it's events, whether it's shows, whether it's gatherings, do you understand? So you have a certain amount of people who come off the internet, basically, and they turn up. What they don't want to do is to turn up and to deal with any animosity from someone to the left or to the right. So the good thing that I love about I Love My Room is I tend to attract a certain kind of woman. We have a variety of women, but it's not usually the kind of woman who is necessarily even coming to I Love My Room to... She might not want to talk. She might not want to say everything that's going on, and that's absolutely fine. It's not a speakeasy. She just may want to come, be present, take that journey and be serious about it because she's got morals, she's got integrity. She believes in investing in herself and she thinks she's getting somewhere with this, you know? And then she'll go home and then she'll process what she's experienced. Then she might reach out to me and say, this is what I experienced. That's where it's at. It's not a trend thing. People do too many things for trends. Oh, 5 people over there are doing that. Let me do it too. It's not that kind of thing. One of the things that always happens within the I Love My Room Goddess Gathering is crying. I always explain to the women before the journey begins, if you see someone crying, do not interfere. It's natural as nurturers, as mothers, as women. We see someone crying, we want to mollycoddle the person. We want to say, hey, what's wrong? I've got you. But this specific gathering is the place where you could be crying for a range of reasons. You could be crying tears of joy for one. It's not like, oh, because we're talking about the womb, it's doomsday. People come to I Love My Room and think about the children they've given birth to, and it makes them cry. Tears of joy. People come to I Love My Room and think about a bad conversation they may have had with someone who's no longer here, and it makes them cry. Do you get what I'm saying? So instead of like mollycoddling, we ask that everyone is given sacred space to allow whatever needs to come up if there is something there, and to allow it to go. So then you don't have to be so self-conscious, because you're not here to prove anything to the person to the left or the right of you. You're just here to share sacred space, feel beautiful. Do you get what I'm saying? Take some practical steps to do some beautiful meditations. Enjoy the movement, because movement, the reason why I've always worked with the movement part of it is because movement and tension go hand in hand. So when you start to articulate your body and you move, the tension can come out. Immediately you start to feel clearer. Sometimes you have some insights that will come up. You start to do some gentle movement. You gain some clarity. You're like, right, I know what's been bugging me lately. So that's why the movement. So this is our 9th year, as I said. And I wasn't really sure about this year's one. And the reason why I wasn't so sure is because I didn't know if I wanted to repeat. Do you understand? And then I sat with it. It's different every year. We have a different theme. We do different things. But for me, as the curator, it's like, oh God, I want to feel inspired. Everything I'm doing, I want to feel like it's something new, you know? And so that's when I realized usually I have so much focus on wellness, but the past year the focus has been on my music and my documentaries, and I decided to bring aspects of my music and my poetry into I Love My Room. And that's when I felt like, right, we've got here. We needed to get here. We needed to get to this place. You get what I'm saying? Where I can have this merging of what can seem like two sides of me to others, which I know is not two sides of me. Yeah. It's the creative aspect and the healing aspect, but it's art, it's healing art, it's creative art. So for this I Love My Room, we are going to be doing the meditations, we are going to be doing the visualizations, sound healing, gentle yoga, etc. But I'm also going to be weaving my music and poetry into the body of the gathering. And so it's more of a creative, yeah, not just, well, no, it's a creative journey inwards. And it's going to be very enchanted, and it's going to be a one-off. So if you experience it this year, that's it. Like, we'll never do the same thing again. Now, I Love My Room is never the same thing, but I think because there's certain things we always repeat. We always do yoga. We always do meditation. You get what I'm saying? So there's certain aspects that are familiar. But this year, I really wanted to bring those both worlds together, okay? Because I'm only doing I Love My Womb because I really believe in it. Otherwise, I'll just focus on my artistry, yeah? And my hope is that this will be inspiring to the women who attend. My hope is that the women who attend, you can attend in person or online, that there will be some renewal, some alignment. I'm not assuming that the women coming are not aligned. So that's why I speak of renewal and regeneration. Because again, there's always this narrative, you're not good enough, something's wrong with you, and it's so boring, basically. So let me see. So now I'm happy to take some questions. This is only the first conversation. I am going to come and have just more conversations about everything. So conversations about my music. The next time I come live, I'm going to be talking about Goddess in Transit, my EP. And I did ask for some questions. I did receive them. I think I want better quality questions. So if you have some good questions for the Q&A, quality questions. I'm not going to answer what's your favorite makeup brand. I don't have the bandwidth for questions like that. Yeah, unless the makeup store is going to give me some kind of a deal. That's not where I'm flowing. So the next time I come live, it will be the Q&A. You can send the questions via the DM or via the website. And right now, I'm going to go through the comments, okay, and read what you guys have said. And if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to point out, this is the time to do it, because I will see it and I will come back to you. Frederick says shocking, seriously shocking. Nelon McCoy, great, only girls. Oh, you have 4 of them. You're so blessed. 4 girls. Wow. Jaja, you're a blessed man. Can you imagine that? You're Jamaican grown up in America. No, I'm not actually. I'm not grown up in no kind of Jamaica. No, sorry, no America. I mean, no America to me thing. No. But thanks. Thanks for the feedback. So I'm seeing different people agreeing with me about I know I've said a lot. So I'm seeing, excuse me. I see Helen. How can she connect with me about my film? What's up, Onslaught Toya? Onslaught Toya, I always wonder if you are Hurricane Toya from Instagram. I'm like, how them have them Onslaught, Hurricane? That's why it made me feel like it might be the same. You're here for speaking of the truth, Ashe. Thank you. So I don't see too many questions. That's where our Tantian stays. Our powerhouse and energy container. That's in reference to the womb. And when Shan said, love this, no kumbaya. Boy, I think, life has taught me a lot. I'm going to show you guys something. 1 minute. I got a new baby. Sorry, I had to this is my new, he is so beautiful. Yeah. Pretty, you see? And he's a electric acoustic. Yeah, when women or men don't embrace themselves and work through their insecurities and work through their issues, they can become problematic for other men and women around them. And so I always encourage safety when it comes to people, whether they're going to entertainment or something wellness, because in my experience, when I started I Love My Womb, I was just a musician. And it's I went into the wellness world by doing it. And a lot of the people in the wellness world who I thought were going to be interested or supportive, they were mean. And it taught me, oh my God, these women are mean. These women, yeah, seriously, like women that most, all elders to me, every last one of them, apart from like one, and they were in the wellness world for some time. And I think they were saying, no, well, you're a musician and we're comfortable with that, but we're not comfortable with you becoming a yoga teacher and this and that. And the truth is, me becoming a yoga teacher, I just had bills to pay. It wasn't that deep. Like, it wasn't like music where that's my passion and I've always done it forever. It was like a job that I liked. But I realized, wow, women. This is why I hear what I. Oh, okay. So it's taught me a lot, and I have been able to support a lot of people who've had abrasive experiences for the reason that their experience might not go with what society says happens. But the truth is, humans are humans. I always say this. You could be black, you could be white, you could be pink, you could be blue, you could be a man, and you could be a woman. You could be a girl, you could be a boy. So that covers everybody. Within every single one of those groups, you're going to find some good people and some not good people, and that is just that. So we can't expect, just because someone's the same race as us, just because someone is the same gender as us, just because someone is the same age as us, these are just nothings. Like, in the grand scheme of things, these are nothings. They mean nothing when you're dealing with humankind, because humankind will always have, in every pocket of the world, every corner of the globe, you are going to have the good and the not good. And they do not come. It's not easy. It's not like the good are going to be the men and the not good are going to be the women. That would be so easy. Or the good are going to be the blacks, the not good are going to be the whites, or vice versa. That would be so easy, right? So it's not about getting caught up in your identity per se, but being on the side of what is right. And so if you have any abrasive experiences with someone of your own gender or someone of your own race, and you're kind of like thrown out by it, just know that was to show you the truth, right? The truth, which is as part of the human race is full of goodness and corruption, and there's nothing anyone can do to change it. We came into the planet, that's what we saw, and when we leave the planet, that is what we will see. And when you become clear of that, you can become confident to veer out and to do things, because you don't have to be afraid of this person or that person or whatever. You just need to know, excuse me, shit happens. Basically, you just need to know, let me be discerning. Let me pay attention to my environment. Let me pay attention to what people say. Let me stop buying into appearances and thinking because you know how dangerous that is? Do you know how dangerous that is? Because this person looks like this, or this person sounds like that. That's how we put our children at risk, and we don't want to do that, do we? Okay. Frederick says, even though I am a male, it's very interesting to hear your point of view on these topics. Very interesting and inspiring. Great work. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, Frederick. Because I think it's because it's true. I think it's because it's human. I think what I'm saying, that's why I said, let the men listen to. I am not interested. Obviously, I love My Room Is For Women because it's for women. But I'm not really interested in conversations that we can't all participate in, because we're all human and we all have these experiences. And I'm sure that one person can help the other. So coming back to the guy that says that I'm American, I don't know what that is. I noticed that when it comes to Jamaica, if someone isn't speaking in patois, they think they sound American. It happens all the time. But actually, I'm Jamaican British. So I think that my accent is very strongly British. But usually when I speak Jamaican, right, I would normally speak in patois. That's our language. Patois wasn't a language when I was a child. They used to say it was a dialect, but at some point, the government did, change the categorization. So, like when you hear reggae or even folk song like this. Go down a Manuel Road, galang boy, figure broke back stone, galang. Go down a Manuel Road, galang boy, figure broke back stone, galang. Broke them one by one, galang boy. You get me? So that's patois. Where I do, where I go, So it's broken English with African languages like Tree and Fanti and Yoruba. Okay. So I always find that once I'm not doing patois or you're right, mate, like a straight up British accent, which is just how it's coming out because of it's not just because of my heritage, it's where I've lived and it's just natural. People always say American. I'm like, yo, come on. Some of us don't really have that. Obviously, most of us grew up seeing a lot of American media. But I don't think people in America realize that in the UK, there is a distinct heritage that's really not very American. Like, it's not American at all. It's like British and Caribbean, or for some people, British and African. There's such a heritage in the UK that has nothing really to do with America. Maybe in the past 10, 15 years because of the internet, there's more of a cohesiveness. Do you understand what I'm saying? But like even the music that we listen to, our slangs, our foods, there's a strong connection between the UK and Africa and the Caribbean. So the people who are in the UK keep the relationships to the Caribbean and to Africa. And I don't really see America like that because they don't have that, that extended part of their history. So sometimes I'll be here talking and one of my American friends will reach out and say, what was that word? You just used this word. And I will be shocked. I'll forget, oh my gosh, that word it's not a global word. You can't talk like that on the internet. And that will be shocking to me too because yeah, so I do try when I come live, I do because I'm aware English is not everyone's first language for one, and it doesn't need to be, So let me just be as clear as possible because it's not just about accents or dialects, it's about language, And we know ultimately kindness is a language that is the best one. Kindness and realness is like Mexican American. That makes sense because you have the Mexican, so that's strong accent, isn't it? Completely different language, but the accent component. And then you have the American, and yeah, it makes sense to me because surely you're just gonna have a set of people that may be American, but you talk to them, you just be like, yo, bro. Watch my American. Yo, bro, what's up? And then with me, it's usually when I talk to my daughter, a lot of patois. I talk a lot of patois at home. I'm in a business, come can talk and she can understand. I'm gonna feel, like, oh, did you get that? Secondly, Jamaican people. So like I have some Jamaican friends. They do it. They go to work. They have like, I guess people think it's an American sounding accent, but when they reach home now and they call me and wagwan me girl, you know what I mean? And you just whoops up in the patois, whoops. And then I remember one time I was at college, right? And I had just met these people first day and I was kind of talking like this, like it's all English, And then a car chase happened, right? And all these cars was like, voop, voop, voop. I'm going to say, what the back said? Kupanen carry? And everybody looked at me like, pardon? You weren't talking like that a while ago. And I was like, oh, yeah. I forgot to say. So now I just say it. I'm bilingual. I'm bilingual. Some days it's some days it's A. It just depends. And that's okay. You know? So I hope you've enjoyed this first conversation I have today. It's an hour. I told my daughter. I just wanted to comment. This isn't like a selling conversation. I'm not trying to sell tickets for I Love My Room. I'm trying to explain why love, why my room, who is it for, who is it not for. It's not for fake people. And I know people will try and prove that they're not fake by coming to say, I went to I Love My Room. And that means I'm not fake. But, you know, it's for genuine people who genuinely want to connect, genuinely want to connect with like-minded people, not people who are like, some people leave their houses. You know, I think it's 1 in every 200 people is a sociopath or something like that. Or, yeah, something so. So you can figure it out. Oftentimes in groups, you know, people just come for, I don't know, but that's not the kind of thing. That's not who we attract. That's not who we want to attract. This is about resonance, having a resonance with yourself, honoring your womanhood, being conscious about it. But also there's an unknown part of it, which is I would recommend that for those people who come to leave that space for the experience, meaning you don't know what your womb might communicate. You don't know what might come up for you in a meditation. You don't know what epiphany or realization you might have. And that's the beautiful part, you know. So I can't put that on the event description to say, oh, you're going to have an epiphany. But it is the ideal space for that. This year's I Love My Room will be taking place in East London in a beautiful space. So I may share the pictures or not. I tend to be quite private, meaning I'll do events and I won't share the pictures online. Because I'm like, but if you never come, why am I sharing the pictures? It's like I'm showing who was there. And sometimes in a personal gathering like that, not everyone wants to come and, you know, take that personal time for themselves and then see their most personal moments online. You know? So I would like to share the venue so you can see it because it is beautiful. But I also I don't usually advertise where the venue is. I usually wait when someone books the ticket, then I'll say this is where it is. And it's just for safety. It's just for like, hey, you know, this isn't that kind of party. So it's a private venue. It's a public wellness center, and it's ideal. And I look forward to that. So yeah, if you do have any questions around I Love My Room, please feel free to message me. And the next couple times when I come on, I'll address the questions. And if you haven't already, there's a few things I'm going to ask you to do. The most important one of them for me, please, is to head over to my website. The link is below. I've got an 8-song EP. It's called Goddess in Transit. And I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. And, you know, if you're into reggae, if you're into roots, I've got a beautiful soul song on it as well. I've got like, the last song is like a meditation song. I didn't say that before because I wanted everyone to go and download it first. But yeah, the last song on Goddess in Transit, it doesn't have words. It's just like a meditation song. And you can do yoga to it or you can meditate, you know. I don't speak Portuguese. I wish I did. When I was growing up in Jamaica, we did learn Spanish and I did know a good amount of Spanish. And then when I moved to the UK, they were like, because the UK's second language is French, so I never really got any opportunity. And I found that most of the Spanish that I knew, I don't really know so much now. I mean, there's nothing stopping me from learning because it's a good time to learn languages, you know. Music is definitely healing. I want to like explain, even for my own music, definitely written to entertain myself, but also a lot of healing songs from a lot of real life experiences, not let me write a song that sounds like a healing song. Like I've got this song called Show Me the Way, and I was thinking about it recently. I think I wrote that song in like long time. Basically, long time. I don't even know which year. Long time. But I thought about it. I wrote that song genuinely needing help. I wrote that song. I'm in so much pain. I'm abused, tattered, and torn. I can't figure out which way to go. Please show me the way. Show me the way. Will you help me? Will you help me? Show me the way. Show me. It's not a joke song. So sometimes when I'm sharing it, I notice, I don't know, like I'm still adjusting to social media to integrate in my mind. So I think I probably should say I wrote this song after a very painful experience. But I don't. I'll just be like, yeah, check out my song. Check out my song, Show Me the Way. But Oi Augusta. What's Oi Augusta? Augusta says, speak Oi Augusta. You want me to say Oi Augusta? Oi Augusta. I say, what Augusta, you alright? You good? You're giving me joy. So that's my cue. So thank you so much. It's been lovely. Tomorrow I'm going to go live on Afrobelly on Instagram. And I am going to start just popping up because I do want to ask you guys to download the Goddessing. But I also wanted to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube. And I wanted to explain why. Because I know people online, they're either over interested or under, and I'm trying to get that fine line as to why I need you to subscribe to my YouTube, why I need you to watch the videos. I am trying to get it monetized. I have enough subscribers. Thankfully, I have enough subscribers now, but what I don't have is enough view time. So I need more people to watch the videos, show your friends, because it's music videos, you know, it's very short, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So I can see it's going to take me, it could take me quite a lot of time. And I do want to do that because I'm a musician and a full-time one at that. So I want to make sure that I can generate income. Do you get what I'm saying? Doing what I'm doing. So if you haven't checked out my YouTube, please do. I would appreciate it. And I was even thinking about moving the documentaries from the Afrobelly YouTube over to the music YouTube just to send the views up so I can get monetized. So let me know your views on that. Leave a comment. And for those people who see this video after the live, I'm going to say 2 things. 1, thank you for coming back to watch it. 2, sorry, because I know this video is all over the place. So you probably watch it going, she can chatty. But we did have something to say. Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you so much. And thanks for watching them. And thanks to everyone, because I know you lot have been subscribing. But I've got 90,000 subscribers on this page, and I've got maybe 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I sit here, you know, I sit on Facebook basically, but I do want to slowly but surely get those numbers to kind of, you know, so if I could get even 2,000 more people from that page to go subscribe on the YouTube or just watch the videos, like, so I can monetize it, it would mean a lot. Ellie Mac is still here. Ellie Mac, I didn't know you were still here. You're quiety. Ellie Mac was helping me to choose some glasses the other day. Still haven't chosen them. Augusto Stifler. Ooh, sounds a bit celebrity-ish. Stifler. You're welcome. I'm glad that you liked it because I was like, what do you mean say oi Augusto? What's up to Gilston Valentin from Brazil? I do need to come to Brazil. That's one place I haven't been to, and one of my favorite artists, her name is Desiree. She's a reggae artist. She always seems to be going to Brazil. So I decided, right, it's on my bucket list that I'm going to go to Brazil and watch Desiree at the same time. Yeah, because today I was thinking about you. Cam, I was like, she's probably I was thinking you're thinking that I went and bought the glasses and couldn't be bothered to tell. No. I was like, yo, that was a lot of energy. Next, that's what happened. Greetings from San Andres Islands, Colombia. Ooh, greetings. Shout out to, look like we got a nice Latina community. I'm feeling that, Sherman Joseph. So in the future, I will, ask if you want to come live with me. Like, if you wanted to come on the video. I've never done it before, but why not? Thank you, Isaiah. Isaiah, so you're so pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that. Michael, hello. I'm Michael Lucky King. Please, I would love to hear your voice. Sing. So, okay. So did you download my EP? Did you download it? It's free, Anthony, I never knew you were in Australia. Are you serious? Anthony says love and greetings from Australia. One love. I don't know where I thought you were, but I didn't think you were in Australia. Unless you said that months ago and I forgot. That could have happened. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I'm not gonna sing because I actually feel a bit tired. And when I was growing up, people used to always say like, oh, you can sing, just sing for me. And I used to find it a bit like I used to be like, oh, I used to be like, oh, it's a bit press a button. What kind of press a button this thing yeah tell, So that's why I said, please, if you do like my music, subscribe to my YouTube, download the Goddess in Transit, show me that you love it, and I will give more. I will, for sure. And, thanks to everyone who said they liked the guitar, because the first few times I played that guitar, I kissed it. I was like, mwah, mwah. And he's got 3 names, by the way, which includes a surname. You are very beautiful with all due respect. Much appreciated, Augustus, with all due respect. I love you for your pretty smile. Oh, now going into that door. Thanks. I appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, gods and goddesses, roadman, office woman, mothers and fathers and daughters and sons, thank you so much. You understand? Ellie Max, so you're too funny. I'm not the one being funny. Not me. I'm just, But I'm glad I came. It's been a day. It's been a day, and like about 10 minutes before I came live, I wasn't sure. I was like, nah, I could just do this tomorrow. Because, it's nighttime now and you don't have the same energy like when the sun's out. But I said, no, man, come on. Fix up. So I do appreciate everyone for being here. I should have said an hour ago, please love the video. Completely forgot to say that. This is what I'm saying. My mind doesn't always integrate with social media well. But please love the video. Please share the video. Let your friends see it. Send it to a woman that you know. Send it to a man that you know. And if you have any questions about I Love My Room, get in touch. I have some decisions to make. I won't be playing my guitar throughout the event like that. That would be too distracting. But I will bring great aspects of my music and my poetry, and I'm gonna mix it in with the meditation and the this and the that. And I want to say thank you so much, Ellie Mac. 2 people I saw download my EP quick when it came out, and it was Ellie Mac and Tristan. Because I do know who's downloaded it. You can't tell me you downloaded it. I'll know. I can see. I can see in the back end. So thank you so much. I'm glad you like my hair. It's time. I'm going to change my look, my style shortly. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you. I appreciate you. My mum's gonna start a business where it's healing of all kinds, like holistic practices. ECT. Do you mean EFT? I don't know if you meant tapping, but it could mean something else. That's good. That's, it's okay. Push the door. My daughter's trying to be quiet. I'm like, nah, it's okay. Let's keep healing. Let's keep loving. Keep having a good time. Keep eating well. Life isn't perfect. Some days are heavier than others. And as always, I send extra special love for those people who need it, because I know some people need it so much. And some people, they get more from the page than I realize, because they might be recovering from a health condition or grieving. And I always want to have that sensitivity to address those things. And the truth is, most people, whether they have a perfect life on paper, outward success or not, we all have things that hurt from time to time. So I do want to acknowledge that in everyone, and just say I want everyone to feel better. Take your time, take care of yourself, feel better. I haven't been doing any nails. I'm sure you're noticing, because of the guitar. You can't have nails and play guitar, so it's just gone out the window. So it's all love as well. Thank you so much. So bless up to your families, bless up to your homes, and I shall see you soon. And if you really want to do me a favor, just make sure that you're watching the videos on YouTube so I can monetize. I know it's none of your responsibilities, but I'm just asking, for some help, yeah. And if you like my music, if you like any of the songs that I've done, you can download Goddess in Transit for free. I am going to leave it for free for a few more weeks. It's doing really well. A lot of people have been downloading it. I really appreciate it. And soon I'm going to put out a playlist. I think I just want more people to download Goddessing. Then I'm going to put out a mixed playlist. Listen to this. I'm calling my daughter. Augusto says, I look like Rochelle from the series Everybody Hates Chris. Do you know that is my daughter? That's like one of our favorite shows ever. And do you also know that woman Rochelle, as they would say in Jamaican culture, she brought me bad. She brought me bad, meaning she gave me some bad behavior. You know how in that show she always goes, my husband works 4 jobs, my husband. So I'm not married, but with my daughter, I always used to say, I used to teeth that from Rochelle and be like, my daughter, whatever the thing might be. So say if it's like my daughter's leaving school, for example, I'd be like, my daughter's leaving school. I'm like, so thank you. Because I never thought I looked like her, but I did try to recreate that proud of your family diva energy quite a few times in my life. And I've calmed down from that now. Because I'm like, why are you telling all these people about your daughter? Just, okay. Wherever you are in the world, have a good night, good morning, good afternoon. Depends where you are. I think San Diego is still in the early evening. And thanks. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for enjoying the content. Thank you for allowing me to come and share some of myself with you, because this is me, whereas the post is the post, I don't need it. My husband has 2 jobs. I can't deal. Thank you. Isaiah says you're such an energetic and soulful woman. I am energetic. I am. I'm spirited. I'm a high-spirited person and very soulful, so I appreciate that. And it takes one to know one. So on that note, let's save this for our next chat, because I can see, I wanted to come and play. I wasn't sure if I was going to play guitar live, because I kind of have it in my mind that it's probably best to pre-record me playing the guitar. I have a few songs I wanted to share, you know. I was like, maybe I should pre-record it and then share it. But I'm just experimenting half the time, so I probably will at some point experiment to see how does it go, you know. And yeah, so thanks a lot. Have a beautiful night. Hold on to your loved ones. Believe in yourself. Whether you're a man or a woman, you know, love that what makes you a woman. Love that what makes you a man. And don't apologize for it, you know. Just know that there are the forces that are out there that just want people to not feel secure about who they are. There are those forces that want you to always feel like you're less so they can sell you something to help you to feel better, okay? But it's not true. Enough love. Blessed.